Activision presents a smashing blast from the past. Developed by vicarious visions. It's Crash Bandicoot!
Welcome everybody, it is Mario 2100 back again with a first impressions video, and it's time for Crash Bandicoot the N-Sane Trilogy on the PlayStation 4. It's been a long time coming actually to play this game, I will say. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to load. Except it says you're installing Crash 2 and Crash 3, so we're just going to go into Crash 1, but it's been a long time coming since we were actually going to play this game, and now it's finally here. Time to play it. Like a month or two away from the actual release on the Switch, the Xbox One, and PC. So that'd be the first time in a little while that Crash has appeared on a Nintendo platform, on the Xbox, and I think it actually might be almost the first time that it ever showed up on Steam.
Cortex Commandos to world domination. This time, I shall reign triumphant. We are closer than ever before. Quickly, into the vortex. Dr. Cortex, the vortex is not ready. We have no idea what it could do. Failure again. Capture him.
I think that's the only line that is said by Crash in this game. Torna just Falcon punched that guy in the face. Now, I didn't actually notice, but Torna actually has a Crash Bandicoot logo on her chest. On her shirt. Yeah, the fucking chest. Yeah. Gonna go with the boob joke. That makes fucking sense at the moment. My god. So it's been a while since I played Crash 1. After my first impressions video, I didn't actually play it again. So I think I'm actually gonna use this D-pad a little bit. See how both feel. I think that. So we don't have the... Oh yeah, that's right. We don't have the slide in Crash 1. Gotta remember that. So the physics are actually a little bit different. The hitboxes is a little bit different as well. So there's that when it comes to this game. So it's gonna make... Especially with Crash 2. Not so much Crash 3, but definitely Crash 2. I will be feeling it the most. Will I be doing a first impressions on those? Probably not. Maybe a first campaign impressions video down the line, but I don't think I'm going to do one like right now, because I can just wait. But I can wait until the Switch version if I need to. I mean, I'm going to pick it up again, because why not? Nearly died again.
My
this way. Now, backtracking was always the thing that was a problem in Crash Bandicoot, and it still is a problem. Okay. Nope, didn't think I was gonna do that. But, thankfully, the boxes actually do save in this version, so we can actually get the gem in this game, thank God. I think the only problem that we have is the color gems. You still got to do that in one life. So we just got a trophy, I believe, but spinning a enemy into another enemy, I would assume. Does that make sense? We get a trophy for that. I swear, I'm getting paranoid just for the fact that I'm just getting... Damn it. I'm only dying here a lot because I like I said back in my Crash Bandicoot 1 first impressions video, I never played Crash 1. Up until that first impressions video, I never played Crash 1. So the fact that, you know, like Crash 1 with its weight, like the weight is different in this game as well. It's not as floaty. And I think it's the same for the original game as well, but I think he's a little bit heavier, Crash Bandicoot, in this game. So that comes with the new I think you have a little bit of mid-air momentum, but not much at all. I really want this gem. Like, so bad. Like, if I die again here, that's it. I'm just gonna go the other way. God damn it. Okay. I'm just gonna leave it. Wasting enough time already. Really sucks because I really want to get these gems. Because I think in the next level I can't get the gem because I need a colored gem. And I don't have any of those yet. So that's gonna suck. So why would they put a pit like right there? Why right there? And the reason that I jump like that is because I pressed the X button, but I think since it's kind of turned, like it's kind of angled on the sides of that platform. And it's giving me pity Aku Aku mask now. So yeah, I think Crash 1 had this as well. I'm not sure about Crash 2 and Crash 3. But if you died, I think at least probably 5 times in a level, if you were having real trouble with a level, they would give you an Aku Aku mask, just in case it was an enemy. But if it's like a bottomless pit, then that's not going to help too much, we'll say. Let's see if I can get right in the middle of this bloody platform. And the box is thankfully outside, but we're still going to get the box animation. And they actually updated the animation, so actually you're getting damaged a lot more with these boxes. They actually hurt a lot more in this game, we'll say. It's pretty funny to see because if you've been growing up with Crash 1, like, particularly I'd only seen, like, Let's Players of it, and that sort of thing. Like, I never had a copy of the game, so I never played it. But seeing, like, the animation in the N-Sane Trilogy, it's just like, yeah, that's a massive callback. So we have jungle rollers. So hopefully, I do not have as much of a problem as I used to with this. Now, I think the loading screens are a little bit longer in this version than the original, but then again, it's loading up a lot more than the original, so that's, you know, even though we have huge, like 3 generations of advancements in technology, you're only going to get so far. Jesus Christ, the jump is not good. And thankfully, if you have 3 Aku Aku masks, if you have a situation where you have a platform, like a jumping block going up to another box, thankfully you hit both of them. I don't think the original version did that, but they were definitely smart. Yeah, see, I can't get these. Because as you can see up there, there's a jump there. There's a jumping block there. Can't get that because I don't have a color gem, as you've seen on the ground. But at least on the ground now, you can see it more so in this version. That's where the color gem is. I don't think the original really had that. I knew I was going to hit the TNT. I'm like, I'm going to go for this. I'm going to hit the TNT, but I'm going to go for it. And now, thankfully, this game auto-saves. So, realistically, you don't have to go into bonus missions and bonus areas to save anymore. It just saves automatically. But one thing that you can do, especially on the color gem levels, because a lot of these levels have bonus games, and that animation makes more sense. It's like Torno escapes and then Cortex takes it back. But if you have a situation with a color gem level, you can die in the bonus game as much as you can, and it won't actually count towards death in the actual level. It'll actually just count as something separate, so I missed 3 boxes because of that goddamn color platform. It's like, what the fuck, man? Come on. But yeah, so basically you can die as many times in the bonus stages as you want, especially when it comes to color gem levels, and it won't count towards your death counter actually inside the levels, which is good. Because that would be really annoying if they kept it all the same as the original Crash 1, because fuck that. That is shit. Like, literally, it is one of the worst things that Crash 1 had. So we have the Great Gate. Now, hopefully I don't have as much... Ultimately, I didn't have too much trouble with Jungle Rollers as the original. I only died once. I mean, it helps that I had 3 Aku Aku masks, but at the same time, I had a lot of trouble in the original game for that. So at least it gives you like an in-game tutorial, like it says, oh yeah, you can actually do this to jump higher, if you didn't know before. Now, I don't think you can 3D platform in this, in these types of levels like you could back in the old days with the original game. And I jumped through that first go. It usually takes me 2 or 3 goes for that. Nicely done. Now, I think if it was the original game, I wouldn't have gotten that extra life. But this feels really good. Like, I think it'll tell when I play Crash 2, because that is a game I know in a lot of levels back to front, like front to back, back to front. can't get that now. God damn it. Oh, I can't get the color. I can't get the gem in this level anyway. Because you need the yellow gem for platforms. At least it's sending me so far back that I'm not dying. Because that would suck if it sent me right back and I was in a situation where it kept forcing me into the pit. Like that. Fuck you. I think that fire hitbox just comes out a bit faster in this version of the game. Nearly died again. Now, let's see if I can actually. I think this was one that I couldn't do very well. Oh my god, how did I not die? How did I not die to that? So you have a little bit of, I spun away alive. I meant to do. I forgot that that trophy actually showed up in this game. I forgot that you could do that for a trophy. The developers are really tight with stuff like that because I think even some of the developers played Crash back in the day, so they did stuff like that and they're like, oh yeah, what would happen if you do something like this? So I think it's 8 boxes extra, I think, in this level for the color platform. I think it's only 1 now. I think the yellow gem platform actually shows up before and actually moves you over the exit, the initial exit of the level, rather than having like 4 or 5 different platforms over the top. Probably because it made it hard, like if you got the color gem, it make it really hard to get into the actual exit beforehand, but I'm not sure how it works. So yeah, this is going to be our last level, I reckon. Boulder section. But yeah, we didn't really die in the Great Gate. I actually want to see what that animation looks like in Crash Bandicoot 2, because it looks like he has real fear in his face. Like, I mean, he has real fear in his face here, but in Crash 2, you can definitely see it. I think the bowler actually can hit the boxes in this game now, and it actually counts towards your tail. So that's something that Crash 1 and Crash 2 a little bit did the same thing. That they do a lot better is that the boxes that the bowler hits actually do count. I still think that steel crates can't be crushed by boulders in these games. Nearly jumped too early. Oh my god. Gem! Yes! And when did he pull it out? Of his ass! He's like, did I do good? Did I do it? 1 gem. 1 more than I got in Crash 1, because I got nothing in that game, and I haven't even went back to play that game, because fuck that game. Upstream. So you do have a situation where you can just save in general, but it does auto-save, thank God. And I love the animation there, because that's when you get hit by the boulder. And I think every time you actually save, it does have a different animation for each of the levels, which is really cool. And I think Crash 2 and Crash 3 do that as well. I'm not sure if you get 3 different save files plus the autosave file for each of the games. I'm not sure how it works in this game. But yeah, like, as you can see, down the bottom, there's actually time relics in this game. So I'm not sure if you have, I think you might have to beat the game. You actually get the Crash Dash in the first game. And I believe you get the Crash Dash in Crash 1 from Crash 3. So the Crash Dash basically in Crash 3 actually was an upgrade that you could get in Crash 3, and it would just make you run faster. You could do it for a lot of advanced techniques in Crash 3, breaking a lot of the levels in half. For time relics specifically, if you were going after them. Especially some of those harder times, like those platinum relics. And some of the gold relics as well, but definitely platinums. You needed to know the level back to front, but the Crash Dash definitely helped with the speed. And you actually get those in Crash 1 and Crash 2. I'm not sure about Crash 1, but I believe in Crash 2 you get the ability after you finish the game, and you can actually use them for time trials. So basically, if you go into a level, I'm not sure if I can go into a level now, and it would give me the time relic. I'll just see if it just goes in automatically. I'm not going to play the level again, or in fact, actually, I might just sample if the time trial is there. Okay, so it's there, and basically you get the boxes. The time boxes, which actually do stop time for the amount of seconds that actually says on the box. So like that one box stops the timer for a second, and it goes up to 3. I'm probably not going to get any of those. Oh, speaking of, probably going to go Sapphire Relic for this if I don't die. So basically it's just 1 life, but it won't actually count towards your life counter. So you can start the time trial as much as you like, and it won't actually count towards your death counter. I believe that's how it was done in the original Crash 3. There you go, and time stop. Ah, I got a gold on my first go. About that. Oops. I pressed enter by accident. Ah well, we'll go with it. We'll remain anonymous. But yeah, so that's basically it. So you can do it in any level that you've played before. You can go back into any level and do the time trial and go for a relic. You know, you don't have to beat the game. I thought you had to beat the game for it, but obviously it's only just Crash Dash. And look, it's a PS1 memory card. Oh man. I remember having a grey one of those. What's happening? Press the circle button. Oh, I pressed load instead of square, which is save. That's really going to annoy me, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I'm going to press the X button so much instead of the square button. So I'm going to load things. So ultimately, thank God the autosave is there, because otherwise I'd be pissy. Yes. But I remember having one of those grey PlayStation 1 memory cards. That was fun. So ultimately, start still there. So ultimately, that's your menu. 9%, 26 relics. So that's 26 levels in Crash 1, which sounds like a lot, but realistically, when you buckle down to it, it's only will last you a couple of hours. But yeah, that's it for Crash Bandicoot N-Sane Trilogy. That was fun. I will admit, that was really fun. Crash 1 definitely does feel better. That's why initially when I said, oh, I'm gonna, and they're installed, okay, thank God. But when I said in my Crash Bandicoot playthrough, it's like, oh, why are you playing the PS1 version? It's like, I'm gonna play the worst version first, and that definitely is apparent. Because it feels pretty good in this game. I will say that I gotta get used to the weight, especially when it comes to Crash 2. That's the game that I know the most, so I'm gonna definitely feel the weight of Crash in that game more so than Crash Bandicoot 1. And it does have the animated intro musics, I should say, the intro music tracks from each of the games remixed. Just wish they had the intro, like the actual intro for Crash 2 and Crash 3 redone. I know they're not, you know, Naughty Dog doesn't do the games anymore, but that would have been a really nice callback. But, you know, you only get what you get. So, yeah, it feels really good to play the games again. Crash Bandicoot is definitely a series that I love, and I can't wait to pick it up again on Switch, because that's going to be an experience in itself. So with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching this first impressions video of Crash Bandicoot N-Sane Trilogy for the Sony PlayStation 4. This has been My Man 2100. You guys have a great day or night, and of course, take care.